Listen, when Chelsea walked onto that Turf Moor pitch on Saturday morning, nobody expected it to be easy. Burnley at home? They're like that annoying mosquito that just won't leave you alone. But guess what? The Blues found a way, and boy oh boy, did they make a statement. 2-0, clean sheet, 3 points, and suddenly we're just 3 points behind Arsenal at the top of the table. Can you believe it? Hey Chelsea fans, welcome back to another breakdown of our beloved Blues. Whether you're watching from London, Lagos, New York, or Sydney, drop a comment below and let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you haven't already, smash that like button and hit subscribe because we've got all the Chelsea content you need all season long. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. So let's dive right into the 7 crucial things we learned from this hard-fought victory at Burnley. Number 1. Chelsea's defensive resilience is back and better than ever. 3 straight wins. 3 straight clean sheets. When was the last time we could say that with confidence? Chelsea have won 3 straight without conceding a goal and have 5 victories in their last 6 matches. That's not luck, that's proper organization. Robert Sanchez might not have had the busiest afternoon, but when called upon, he was solid. The back 4 of Reece James, Tosin Ederaboyo, Trevoh Chalobah, and Marc Cucurella showed the kind of defensive discipline that wins you titles. Sure, Burnley had their moments in the first half, pressing high and causing some discomfort, but our defense held firm. That's the sign of a team that's learning how to grind out results when things aren't pretty. Number 2. Pedro Neto is becoming our most important player. Can we talk about Pedro Neto for a second? This guy is special. Neto headed home late in the second half after a superb long ball found Cucurella over the top, with Gittens clipping in a brilliant cross to the back post. That diving header in the 37th minute? Pure class. The timing, the technique, the desire to get on the end of that cross, it was everything you want from a modern winger. But here's the thing that really caught my eye. Neto wasn't just about that goal. He was constantly probing, constantly asking questions of the Burnley defense. He hit the post in the second half, he created chances for teammates, and he tracked back when needed. This is his 4th goal of the season, and with every passing game, he's looking more and more like a bargain signing. Now, here's a question for you. Do you think Pedro Neto has been Chelsea's best signing of the past 12 months? Let me know in the comments because I'm genuinely curious what you all think. Number 3. Jaime Gittens is announcing himself on the big stage. Remember when everyone was wondering if Jaime Gittens was ready for Premier League football? Well, the young winger gave us the perfect answer at Turf Moor. Gittens played a superb bending right-footed cross from the edge of the box in swinging a ball that picked out Pedro Neto's clever run from deep to the far post. That wasn't a lucky cross. That was vision. That was quality. The 19-year-old showed composure beyond his years, and even though he was relatively quiet for other parts of the match, that one moment of brilliance was enough to change the game. This is what Enzo Maresca has been waiting for, these young players stepping up in big moments. With Barcelona coming up on Tuesday and Arsenal next Sunday, having Gittens firing on all cylinders gives us another weapon in our arsenal. Number 4. Andre Santos just gave Enzo Maresca a selection headache. Right, let's talk about the Brazilian youngster who absolutely bossed the midfield. Andre Santos was magnificent. With Moises Caicedo rested on the bench, Santos stepped in and showed exactly why Chelsea rate him so highly. He was everywhere, breaking up play, winning tackles, and providing the platform for Chelsea's attacking players to shine. The 20-year-old didn't just fill in, he excelled. His positional awareness was spot on, his passing was crisp, and he showed the kind of maturity you'd expect from a player with 10 times more experience. Now, Maresca has a proper dilemma. How do you drop Santos after a performance like that? Even when Caicedo is fresh and ready to go, the manager might think twice about making that change. Number 5. Marc Cucurella's tactical intelligence is criminally underrated. Cucurella was able to bring the ball down in the Burnley box and draw in several defenders, then release it to the now freed up Jaime Gittens, creating the opening goal. But that moment was just one example of his overall brilliance. The Spanish left back has evolved into so much more than just a defender. Against Burnley's stubborn press in the first half, Cucurella stepped into midfield and became an extra passing option. His runs in behind stretched the defense, his hold-up play brought others into the game, and his defensive work was solid as always. People love to criticize Cucu, but performances like this show exactly why Maresca trusts him implicitly. What do you reckon? Is Cucurella finally getting the recognition he deserves, or is he still underrated? Drop your thoughts below. Number 6. Enzo Fernandez delivered when it mattered most. Look, Enzo had a relatively quiet game by his standards. Playing in that deeper role alongside Santos, he wasn't dominating possession like we sometimes see, but champions score goals when the team needs them. And that's exactly what our Argentine midfielder did. In the 89th minute, Neto cut inside and played it forward superbly. Then Marc Guillo did so well to keep the attack alive and drove into the box to set up Enzo Fernandez to slot home. Game over. 2-0. 3 points secured. That goal killed the game, and any hopes Burnley had of mounting a comeback. Enzo's celebration said it all, celebrating wildly in front of the traveling Chelsea fans. This is what leadership looks like. When the team needs you to step up, you deliver. Number 7. Chelsea are genuine title contenders. Here's the big one. With the victory, Chelsea moved to 23 points, just 3 points behind Premier League leaders Arsenal. Think about that for a second. After all the injury problems, after the Cole Palmer toe injury drama, after the doubts about whether Enzo Maresca could handle the pressure of managing Chelsea, we're right there in the title race. The next week is absolutely massive. Chelsea hosts Barcelona in the Champions League on Tuesday night, then face Arsenal next Sunday, November 30th. That Arsenal game could define our season. Win that, and suddenly we're level on points with the Arsenal. The momentum is building, the confidence is growing, and the team is showing the kind of resilience that champions need. But it's not just about the results, it's about how we're getting them. Against Burnley, we weren't brilliant in the first half. The home side actually started brighter, pressing us high and creating some decent chances. But we weathered the storm, found our rhythm, and eventually wore them down. That's maturity. That's growth. The fact that Maresca could rest key players like Caicedo, Estevao, and Alejandro Garnacho shows the depth we now have. Those three could all come off the bench if needed, giving us game-changing options. Against Wolves before the international break, we scored 3. Against Burnley, we ground out a 2-0 win without our best player, Cole Palmer. Different challenges, same result. 3 points. Looking ahead, the defining week. Now comes the really fun part. Barcelona at Stamford Bridge on Tuesday night under the lights. Can you imagine the atmosphere? Then Arsenal, our biggest rivals for that top spot, coming to our place. Win both of those games, and suddenly everyone's talking about Chelsea as genuine title challengers. Burnley, meanwhile, remain in trouble. They're scrapping away towards the bottom of the table with 11 points, having played so many of the big boys already. Scott Parker's doing a decent job keeping them competitive, but Saturday showed the gulf in class. When Chelsea clicked, Burnley simply couldn't cope.
One thing that stood out was how professional Chelsea were in the second half. After Neto's goal, we controlled the game completely. Burnley haven't been able to get on the ball at all in the second half, with Chelsea comfortable in possession and taking no chances whatsoever at the back. That's the kind of game management you need when you're chasing titles. There was a slight concern when Reece James came off at halftime, replaced by Benoit Badiashile. Given James's injury history, any early substitution sets off alarm bells, but reports suggest it was just precautionary, with Maresca wanting to keep his captain fresh for Barcelona. Smart management. The bigger picture. So what have we really learned from this Burnley victory? We've learned that Chelsea can win ugly. We've learned that the squad depth is real. We've learned that young players like Gittens and Santos are ready for the big stage. And most importantly, we've learned that this team believes. Belief is everything in football. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't believe you can win when things get tough, you'll crumble. Chelsea didn't crumble at Turf Moor. We stood firm, we executed the game plan, and we came away with a massive 3 points. The Premier League is absolutely wild this season. Arsenal are flying, Manchester City are still dangerous despite some wobbles, and now Chelsea are knocking on the door. Every point matters. Every clean sheet matters. Every hard-fought away win matters. And here's my final question for you all. Can Chelsea actually win the Premier League this season? Are we genuine contenders, or is it still Arsenal's title to lose? I want to hear from every single one of you in the comments. Let's have a proper debate. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our Chelsea coverage. We've got Barcelona preview videos coming, Arsenal build-up content, and so much more. You don't want to miss any of it. Come on, you Blues, let's keep this momentum going. Up the Chelsea!